One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com, one of our favorite sponsors, is back. It's a new year and it's a new you, and the new you has made a resolution to like eat healthy and exercise, and you're like going to the gym. And look, here's the deal. You can't maintain that level of performance all the time. Every once in a while, you need a break and you need to go do something
Treat yourself.
fun and have something delicious to eat. And if you're going to do that, let me urge you to go visit our friends over at
Fire on the Mountain.
If you live in Denver or you live in Portland, it is the spot to get the best
Lucky
damn
you, Denver and Portland.
chicken wings and burgers and pizza and
Chicken
onion rings.
sandwiches.
Oh my
and
God. Mel hasn't
deep fried Oreos.
stopped asking
and
for that Nashville hot chicken
It's only
sandwich.
here for a limited time, so I want it before it gets out of
It
here.
looks bomb.
That's
and then,
at the Burnside location
and
here.
also a huge congratulations to them. The Burnside location just celebrated their 15th anniversary.
And I saw they got a 100% from the health department.
Heck yeah.
Nothing goes better with chicken than compliance.
Absolutely. And you know that the place that you ate from is clean. It got inspected. It got passed. And now you can take your little butt over and have a Nashville chicken sandwich.
And also, here's the thing, like, back in the day, they would be like, oh, deadheads, they're just a bunch of stoners and they just make grilled cheese in the lot. Not so. We own restaurants now, like Fire on the Mountain. And we're getting 100% from the health department. And we're making bomb-ass chicken wings.
Mm-hmm.
And we're making Nashville hot chicken. And if you don't live in Denver or Portland, you can go to portlandwings.com and you can order a bunch of their sauces on their website. And they also have really, really cool hoodies and hats and all kinds of swag up there for you to get.
Y'all know we love the merch.
That's right. So go check it out on Instagram at FOTMPDX or FOTM Denver, and online at portlandwings.com. And make sure to tell them that No Simple Road sent you when you go in there. And then when you're done eating and you're all full, you can thank us in your mind. I bought you a present, Mel.
What'd you buy me?
I bought you My Love is Bigger Than a Cadillac hoodie from Shop Tour Bus. I did. They didn't have a
she's been
small,
wanting that.
and I put an alert on my phone or online for them to tell me when the smalls were back in stock. And the other day I was at work and it came up and I was like, I'm buying that for Mel. So you have a hoodie on the way from Shop Tour Bus.
Yay!
You see the way Mel's feeling right now? You could make yourself or somebody else feel just like that by going to shoptourbus.com. And what you're going to find there is Grateful Dead inspired t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and other fun Grateful Dead stuff.
They even have totes now.
Totes my goats.
Yeah.
They're big too, right? They're not like little
Yeah.
baby totes.
No, that looks like it's got a ball and it's got
Jumbo
all kinds.
tote.
Yeah, it's a jumbo tote.
For like going to the beach with your towels and your balls and all that stuff. These are Grateful Dead song titles told in picture in their designs, and so you're gonna have to know about the Grateful Dead or not. They're just cool designs.
Take your jumbo tote to the beach with your extra t-shirt, your Shop Tour Bus t-shirt that you're gonna wear, the dry one, after you get all wet at the beach
Or to the festival.
Yep.
So it's not just the shirt or the hoodie or whatever that you ordered that's amazing. They come in these all over printed boxes with one of the Shop Tour Bus designs on them. And then inside the boxes, like all these dope trinkets and extras that you just got to order it to find out what you're going to get. It's a cornucopia.
Yeah,
It's a treat.
all kinds of
It's a little
tchotchkes,
treat.
doodads,
Hoo-has.
yeah, little snacks.
Whatnots.
Yep.
And some of you are going to get a Grateful Dead
Bootleg.
in your order. I mean it. A real cassette tape that's been traded through the Grateful Dead family that ended up cosmically transported magically by the USPS right
It is.
to your home.
I have a stack. It's like a piece of history in your hand to pop into your cassette deck and
Okay.
listen to whenever you want. They
Yeah.
make me very happy.
And you can go get a cassette deck at the thrift store for like $6
or you just get an old car like I have.
Yep. So when you're checking out at Shop Tour Bus, put in the promo code No Simple Road,
No Simple Road.
all one word, and you are going to get free shipping from the family over at Shop Tour Bus. Go check them out, shoptourbus.com or at Shop Tour Bus on Instagram.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple. Check it out. Moldy toe.
Yeah.
Why is that the first
I
thing?
don't know.
That's weird. What was yours? Stinky Foot?
Yeah.
All
Or
right.
Stinkfoot.
That's a band, isn't it?
No, it was the name of the song that you and Galaxy Jams listened to.
Oh, that's right. Hey, now, No Simple Road family, what's happening, everybody? It's Aaron.
Oh, you're recording that on.
Yeah. Hey,
Hello,
it's Aaron.
this is Mel.
And this is Moldy Toad. No. This is Apple.
And we are back for another installment of the No Simple Road Weekly Rewind. Done in collaboration with the Edible Beats out of Denver, Colorado.
Edible Beats.
Go check out the Edible Beats. They are dope. They are changing your relationship to food through music and intention and wonder
And experience.
grandeur and love
And beauty.
all that stuff.
And in a very solid foundation of how to just treat employees and people.
Yeah, no shit. Hey, I got an idea. Let's do something novel.
Yeah,
let's
be
treat
really-
our people really cool.
Yeah, let's be really cool to them so they want to hang out.
Yeah, and like make them happy when they come to work. Weird. It's hard. Can't believe it. It's really crazy.
Simplicity never goes out of style.
No,
Yeah.
that's true. And hey, I owe all of you a slight apology. It's Tuesday. It's not Monday right now. It's Tuesday.
This is
Tuesday.
true.
We are $1 short and a day late with the rewind this week. And okay, so
Sign up on Patreon.
We had a very busy weekend.
Well,
I mean,
producer Corey hit me up today and he was like, just checking on you guys. No episode today. What's going on? And I was like, look, I felt like I got in trouble a little bit. Like I had to explain myself. And I was like, look, we got busy last night and then we had Indian food and it got late. And then now we're doing it today.
okay. Yeah, that's
I mean,
good.
is it true?
No, that's in a nutshell. That's good.
It's honest truth, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're late, but hey,
Well, can we tell them about the interview we had yesterday afternoon that'll be coming out soon?
Yeah.
no Apple.
As part of it, the part of
That's
why
hush, hush.
part of why we got busy, and you'll understand a sec here. We talked to Tom Constantine.
No, that's
No.
not his name.
Constantine.
Nope.
Nope. Constantin.
Constantin.
Yes.
Oh, okay. TC. We talked to TC.
There you go. Very good.
Yeah. One
Let's
of
see if he gets the other
original,
guy's name
the
right.
original keyboard player for the Dead, kind of.
Yeah. Not kind of.
And Bob Braylove, who was the sound engineer, the man behind the curtain
In the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, late 80s, early 90s, behind Drums in Space. You brought us Infrared Roses.
He brought us help create the Beam.
Yeah, and as we found out, worked very
What's
closely
the
with
Beam?
Stevie Wonder for like 8 years. I mean, this man is a scientist behind the scenes. But anyway, we talked to them yesterday afternoon. They have a group called DOSE, D-O-S-E, Hermanos, and it's amazing.
Holy shit.
These two,
You said it right.
yeah. These two play keyboards and have a very deep background, obviously. But anyway, we talked to them. As you all know, the No Simple Road crew here, we like to talk a lot. These guys floored us, like with their knowledge, their answers to questions that we posed. You'll be hearing this interview
In
like 3 weeks or so.
it will be coming out.
3 weeks
It comes out on the 17th.
on the 17th.
I updated our whiteboard.
Anyway,
everybody.
that was this one kind of took it out of us. We had a hard time forming thoughts, and we were digesting it all night. And then, as Aaron said, we had Indian food to cap it off,
Well, and
which
then-
was like that was the icing on the cake. We all had good Indian food, and we're sitting there like,
Well, and then Mel also did something yesterday too.
Oh, yeah.
And Apple did something yesterday too. So the
Oh, yes.
entire day was spent in front of the mics for everybody.
"What'd you do, Mel?"
No, I worked and then I came home and had an interview for
Side Roads.
Side Roads, which is our exclusive Patreon content that we have been saying we're going to do for freaking years and have never done it.
You know what?
What?
I have a clip of this week's Side Road, and I'm going to put it in right here.
I was born on a side road far, 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 far. Here we go with the show, first finger round.
Mr. Jago.
Pleasure to welcome you, sir. Your charming companion. I suppose you got your own men scattered throughout the audience.
No, nobody.
Sneaking down a side road.
Talked about your first psychedelic experience?
On the show? No.
Yeah, I'm sure
I
you've
don't-
talked about it with.
I don't think so. I don't
If it's too
No.
personal, we don't have to
no,
go
it's
there.
it's not. It's fucked up, but it's not too personal. It's
Okay,
I was 12
so that's young, yeah.
and I have 4 older brothers, and 2 of them were I looked up to 2 of them a lot.
Okay,
Both of them were really involved in the punk rock scene in the early 80s in Vegas.
what's the age difference between you and these brothers?
You know, I think one brother's like 7 years older than me and one was like 12.
Oh,
or
okay.
11 years.
Yeah.
And
So if you're 12, they're like young adults at this point.
So hang on, let me figure this out. So yeah, my brother Eric was like 6 years older, and my brother Martin was like 8 years older.
Okay, all right.
Let's go there. And so yeah, they were like 18 to 21 ish, and they were going to the movies one night. We were at my dad's house, and I wanted to go with them, as little brothers do, you know.
Yeah.
And my brother Eric was like, if you come with us, you have to eat this piece of paper.
What the?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. I had no fucking
Yeah. You're like
no
like,
frame of reference.
piece of paper. Sure.
Fine. You're gonna take me to the
I want to
movie.
hang out with my big brother and see the
man.
movie.
And we went to go see Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. So yeah, that is our new segment that is for our patrons only. You can find that on Patreon, patreon.com/No Simple Road. Our new producer Corey is doing side roads with us, and
He's getting in depth with us.
yeah,
Like,
it's interviews with Mel, Apple, and I about our lives and our family and stuff like that. And then we are going to be doing some other stuff as well on there with local dead cover bands and other stuff. So like I told you a couple of weeks ago, the No Simple Road Patreon is now a thing.
he's also going to have me start doing weed, because you can't do weed reviews on social media anymore without jeopardizing getting your account, shut down.
Yeah. And also the No Simple Road Discord server is up as well. And there's some activity going on in the Discord server too. So if you want to participate in that, you go to patreon.com/No Simple Road, and you can sign up for $5 a month. The $5 tier has access to the Discord server as well. So
I also wanted to say a huge shout out to Joel for upping his pledge.
yeah.
Yes, Joel.
Joel, that was freaking so sweet. Why are you so sweet? Like, you are a super sweet human being, and not just because of that. You've made many other gestures. You're total, like, you're amazing.
That's a
And
gem of a human being.
yeah, a
That's
gem
what
of a
that
human
is.
being. You really just continue to surprise me with your sweet gestures. So
And-
thanks for that.
And we just glossed over it there for a second. How about that intro music to Side Roads?
I love that intro music to Side Roads. Super fun.
Right?
Yeah.
He nailed it.
Yeah. It's like a good rap kind of mix. It's got a good mix to
Yeah.
it.
I like
And then
Corey's voice too.
I love
The way
Corey's voice.
that he asks questions and
Well, and then back to that. That's what Mel worked yesterday, and then came home and
Had an interview
Did an
at
Side
interview.
Road.
Yeah.
Then she had to jump on with him.
We
after
had an
the
interview first. And,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
then we did Side Row. So I was sitting in this hot seat for like 3 hours.
So yeah, Apple
Yeah.
was in here doing Galaxy Jams from like
for 2 hours.
2 hours. Then we took a break for a little while. Mel came home from work. We did an interview. Then Mel did Side Roads for an hour and a half. And then we ate dinner, and then lights went out. And that's why there was no episode
And
yesterday.
in between that, I got very excited because my Philadelphia Eagles pulled it off, and they are going to the Super Bowl.
Congratulations, Apple.
I would just like to say, Apple, congratulations on coaching a winning team this season.
Yeah, I
You
had
did
a
hell of
lot. I had a
job.
lot to do with it.
Yep.
You know, they couldn't have done it without me.
They are your Eagles.
It's funny how people look at it like that. I do too. People call it like my team.
You know what's funny though? We were talking at work today we were on our like little Zoom call in the morning, and they were all talking about the big game and saying like, "Oh, do you make those bacon wrapped jalapenos with cream cheese? Oh yeah, I do, little smoky, whatever."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, wait a minute. Let me understand this. You guys all get together with your family and your friends for the game, and you make a bunch of food, and then you're in a food coma by the end of the first quarter, and you don't even watch the game." And they were all like, "Yeah, pretty much that's it." And then you watch the commercials. And I was like, "Oh, okay." I go, "That's weird." And then I thought to myself, and I was like, "Wait a minute. It's really not weird. It's a lot like Couch Tour.
Yeah.
Get together with your friends, you make some food."
And people don't need that much of a reason to have a celebration, and that's a fun one. That's what I like. Like people that are really into sports, even though their teams lose, they still look forward to the Super Bowl and getting together with people and celebrating. It's an American pastime.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. I want to.
And Rihanna is the halftime Super Bowl thing this year, so I'm
really?
looking forward to that.
Dang.
Yeah.
I want to back up to something. We were talking about Bob Braylove and Tom Constantin, and Mel asked, "What's the beam?"
Yeah, I'm allowed to not know what the
No.
beam.
I'm backing up so that because I wanted to answer the question.
I wasn't
backing
sure
up
what
on
that
this.
look that you gave me when I first said that was like, how could you?
Well,
or
it was.
you don't know?
Yeah,
I didn't know which.
You will know as soon as. Go ahead,
So
Aaron.
you
What is
know
the
during
beam?
drums in space when you hear like wow, and the ground is shaking.
I mean, honestly, I don't remember drums in space. To be honest, how do you remember the sounds?
It sounds
happen?
sounds like angels or demons are clanking chains together.
You saw
The gong?
we walked by at Skull and Roses. The guy that makes those had them in the parking lot over the entrance going into Skull and Roses, where all the drums were over there. You could play.
You know those
They had the beam there.
you know those
too.
shuffleboard things they have at the bar that have
Yeah.
sawdust on them, and you slide the. It
Yeah.
looks like that kind of. It's a big long wooden thing,
A gigantic steel pedal guitar,
and
kind
it's
of
got
looking.
guitar pickups on it, and then piano wire strung, and he plays it with all kinds of shit. He'll play it with a lead pipe. He'll play it with a bow. I've seen him lick it,
Okay.
bite it,
smack it.
dip it, rub it up, stick it.
I mean, it's kind of that's how I've always. It's like a huge lap guitar, like steel lap guitar.
Okay.
It's huge with strings
from me
on
to the
it.
chair. Long.
Yeah, and he manipulates it and does crazy things like Mickey
Like as
Hart
long
does.
as like a didgeridoo.
Longer.
Longer.
Way
Long, yeah,
longer.
probably from like here to the chair over there,
Dang.
like about 8. I'd say 8 to 10 feet.
It's big.
That's-
I'll show you when we're done.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but that's-
Bob is
that's
one of the
beam.
people that helped bring that beast to life.
Yeah,
That's insane.
And the sounds that it makes are otherworldly.
Yeah.
Like that thing amplified.
When you say
Well,
chains clanking, it reminds me of like when the gong gets so loud that it starts to go.
Yeah.
Like it makes that almost.
resonant, dissonant
Yes.
frequencies.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
the beam.
that's what it does. Well, Aaron knows more because he's he's got hundreds of thousands of samples.
He's got a computer, and I forget the name of it. But it's got samples of
like whale sounds and things that he can
monkeys,
make it sound
leaves
like.
blowing, sand falling on concrete, like hundreds of thousands of sampled sounds that he'll put through the beam and then do shit to. And he's a wizard.
Yeah.
Dang,
He
that's
is a wizard.
really, really amazing.
And
I'm so amazed by those two.
I wish
amazed.
that we had put the interview out because there's something in there I really want to talk about.
You know what's a good thing is to do a teaser. Why can't we do teasers of our interviews? Get a little clip of it before it even comes out, because sometimes they're waiting for 3 weeks. We can just put a little sample coming soon.
You'll have to remind me next week because it'll be coming the week after. So remind me to do that next week.
Okay.
Teasers. All right.
There's a lot going on, man.
Yeah, we've had a lot.
There really is. Like we just got confirmation today, finally, that we are for sure headed to Skull and Roses and doing our thing.
Woohoo!
And Skull and Roses is going to be taking over No Simple Road a few times between now and April.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing that.
Takeovers.
Yeah.
I'm not going unless there's a beach.
Oh, Apple?
What?
You know what?
Oh.
There's a beach.
Oh, okay.
They said that they ordered the beach just for you this year,
Yay.
and it's coming.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're doing that. We're going to Peach.
Yeah, we're doing those two
We-
for show.
Are going to
Peach.
Mojo Family Fest.
That's right.
We possibly could be going to Darrington, Washington.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a thing that could be happening. We have booked a whole bunch of guests this month. We're working on Mountain Grass Unit. If you guys know who they are, that's something else. We are going to be talking to LP Giobbi next week.
and next week.
I'm excited for that one. man.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, she's dope.
Yeah, I've been following her Instagram, and she is the most smiliest of smiles.
I was just going to say, have you ever seen a happier DJ?
She is like Sunshine Daydream.
Yes.
Just boom.
Yes.
So cute.
Yeah.
So sweet.
We-
And celebrating with your parents and having
What a
those
cool thing.
having the pinnacle moment of your career with your parents in attendance to enjoy it with you and like thousands of others. What else could you ever ask for?
And
I was telling Mel too, she's got a lot of dead. She's got some retro dead shirts that I think she probably inherited.
gotta
from
be her dad's
from
or
mom and
mom's stuff,
dad
yeah.
or something. It's like, oh my god, that shirt is dope and older.
I wish we would have had the presence of mind to
Take
hang
care
on
of
to our
her.
shit,
Take care of
man.
her shirt.
And I
Yeah.
love that too. Like I love that she has t-shirts and jeans on. Like that's
Yeah.
her little style. She's adorable in it. Like
Yeah, she's rad.
she's
We also
super sweet.
have booked or are booking. We're working on a date right now with Natalie Cressman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about
So
time.
We will have completed the horn section from Tab.
Oh my, that, I mean, we should like, did we get a one up for that or something like,
Like,
that?
Yeah.
That's freaking rad. I feel like that is really special.
Yeah,
That's going to be.
I'm really
amazing.
excited because I played the trombone for 2 years.
Were you
in
a
school.
tromboner?
I was a trombonist.
All right, Apple was a tromboner.
Yeah, I love trombones.
She plays the shit out of that thing too, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the month, Mel and I leave on the 22nd, so the 23rd through the 26th, Mel and I will be in Riviera Maya, Cancun, to see the fish.
You guys are all brushed up
See?
on your Spanish, ready to go. They've been practicing Spanish for a while now.
I
Yeah.
started
See?
learning Spanish because we were going.
yeah.
That is not why I've continued to do it. Now I'm determined to know how to speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to just be able to be like, "Donde está mi bolígrafo?"
Yeah,
Like,
you're right. You probably already learned enough for like converse. I remember the first thing is like, oh, I know how to order coffee. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like that'll cover it
Una
on
taza de
vacation.
café, por
It's
favor.
been so awesome to learn with you.
Why?
Because first of all, you are such a teacher's pet, and there's no teacher, but you're such a teacher's pet. You're you're a suck ass, but I love it so much.
Oh my god.
Like I got an A+++ on my paper, and like whatever, babe. Like you freaking speaking. I'm Spanish. I don't even speak a quarter of as much as you do. You're doing so good, and it's so motivating and helpful, and I love that. It's like it helps me to learn to watch you fly through it.
He's dedicated too. I love
Yeah.
every time when he got Mel.
Aaron's discipline game is
Aaron
when
started
it's
it, but
on,
now Mel
good.
does it too. When every time they complete a level, Aaron will walk by me and be like, 98 days, bitch.
Oh no, that's not. That's the streak of
Or the
days. Yeah.
streak of day. Yes.
I'm at 136.
I'm at 107.
All right.
So it's just, again, it's been really fun to watch you like geek out on it and like be so strict with it that it's made me strict with it.
My goal is to be able to have a conversation with the contractors at work.
Oh yeah, you'll be able to do that
and
for
like
sure.
and just bust it out one day.
Ooh.
With it, and not like nothing.
And then have the
That's a
they'll
good
be
goal.
like, oh shit, I said some shit in the last few years that he may have understood.
That's a really good goal, babe.
Yeah. It's fun, man. And you
Yo
know,
también con mi trabajo.
what?
Yo también
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
con mi trabajo.
Got it.
Okay.
¿Por qué?
¿Dónde está mi bolígrafo?
See, that's what I love too. Now they speak Spanish to each other, so I only have to listen to them half the time. You know?
You didn't understand us before we were speaking Spanish.
No, a
so-
lot of time that's true. That's true.
I'm
working in English still, is what I told Aaron.
It's true.
It's like, why don't you learn Spanish? I was like, I'm still working on English.
I have a hard enough time pronunciating stuff as it is.
Yeah, my pickle spears. Spheres.
Oh my God.
When you try to say it
Whatever.
wrong, you say
Here-
it right.
Here, Aaron, do this math equation quickly in your head.
Nope.
Oh.
No,
Yeah, we all have our own colors that we
that's
that look
right.
good
that we
on us.
paint- that
Okay.
we paint the canvas of life with. That's
Yeah.
true. So, as things like begin to ramp up and summer's coming and
Pop off.
we're going to Peach and Skull and Roses, Mocha Family Fest, all this stuff. I was thinking yesterday, especially after talking to TC and Braylove, that like music for a lot of us is like the thing that we use universally for a lot of different things. So like you use music to help you wake up in the morning, to get you motivated when you're in the shower, to entertain you while you're driving to work, to help you think while you're working. They have like those concentration playlists now. Have you ever checked
I've
those out?
never checked out a
So
concentration
listen,
playlist.
if you are one of those people that has a scattered brain like me, and like at any moment you could start doing something else while you're doing something, and then that leads to like 50 to 60 rabbit trails of things leading back to the first
Unaccomplished
thing of
things.
unaccomplished shit. That if you're one of those people, there are playlists on Apple Music and on Spotify. I think you would just type in like concentration playlist, and it's music to keep you focused.
It's like instrumental.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And like
I-
the stuff you put on to go to
I
sleep.
know they had like
and-
study ones, you know, for
that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Like that.
I've seen that.
And it
but I've
like,
not listened to one.
for me, when I'm working, you guys see what I do. Like it's very visually intense
yes.
and also tedious, and a lot of, you have to pay attention. There's like a lot of numbers and decimal places and colors and all at the same time. And inside my head, when I'm doing that, I'm not just doing that. I'm thinking about my day, and you know, my
Everything
watch
else going on.
buzzed and Darwin farted and like there's music on. I'm listening to an audiobook, and my mind wanders so bad. And I'll be in the middle of a task, and like I said, I'll be like, oh shit, I need to answer that email, and just drop what I'm doing, start writing the email. And then while I'm writing the email, I'm like, oh yeah, I was going to look on Amazon for that thing. And then now I'm on Amazon and I'm doing that. And then like,
By the way, I need a snack, and,
And
then
then-
everything gets put on hold. and-
yes, exactly that. And this 100% kept me,
I feel like you're describing everybody, babe.
really?
yeah.
To some degree, depending on like
Oh, it's bad.
like
though.
like you have to sit down at your desk. You know, I'm like doing something else, Apple's doing something else, but it is that kind of constant barrage of like things that like you're gonna do right this minute, only real quick, and then that one's real quick, and then hold on for 1 second. Oh, let me answer. Oh, there's somebody at the door. Oh, so everyone's got to go pee. Like so many different things can happen
Juggling.
between that thing you were supposed to be focused on.
Yeah. Well, I put this,
And then you come back to, and then that's the last thing to get done.
Yep.
Usually, the thing you started with,
Yep.
you end up doing all these other things in between, and then you're usually at the end of the day, then it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
and you go back and finish that thing.
perfect example this morning. I get my coffee. I'm working from home today. It's all good. Me and Darwin come down to the office. I sit down at my computer. I log in. I get all logged into all my shit for work. I'm like, I'm going to answer all of my emails. I am not going to listen to anything. I'm just going to focus on work. Cut to 45 minutes later, I'm playing my guitar.
You got to write a song about it. Want to hear it? Here it goes.
I heard a John Prine song, and that did it. For the rest of the morning was ruined. So I put on one of those playlists today, and it really did help. Like,
Okay.
my mind was just occupied enough with the music that was playing to keep me on task.
Yeah, keep you
Yeah.
keep a direction flowing.
So
It was your dristy.
yeah, 100%. And so you want to explain what that is for the folks that don't know?
Dristy is simply a focal point. So like in yogic positions, when you're in an asana,
What's an asana?
asana is a position that you put your body in.
Like lotus position is an asana.
Exactly. Or like mountain pose is an asana,
Okay.
like Tadasana.
Shavasana, my favorite.
Yeah. But anyway, when you're standing up and you choose a focal point, that's the dristy. Maybe
Could be like the tip of your nose.
it can be, it can actually be with your eyes closed and like focusing on the between your eyebrows. That's a popular one. Tip of your nose, out in the distance, like in the horizon. And if as long as you're anchored to that dristy, you won't fall. That's how they kind of teach you. They say make your dristy like your third leg, or your second leg. That is what you're anchoring.
Like if you're standing on one foot.
Yeah, because like
stabilizes you.
exactly. So certain standing postures, or even maybe like you're doing a warrior and you're standing, with your legs a wider stance, or on your toes or anything like that, where your balance might be off. You lock that dristy in, and it helps to keep you stabilized for a long duration, as long as you focus.
So mantra would be an auditory dristy,
Mm-hmm.
and music would be an auditory dristy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
What is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic
Is incredible. Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
Well, especially like repetitive beats, or now music and technology is so intertwined that you can find something that will literally pull your focus to a task or to that. Like I feel it's like wrangling a horse, like you like tie and you have the lasso and you tie the lasso around the bull or the horse or whatever. And that's what you're doing with the music or with the mantra.
Around your crazy monkey
around your
mind.
thought. Yeah. And then so that you can like hold that in place while you do this other thing.
Okay.
That would make sense to me too. Why a lot of our bud tenders are like in their early 20s. They prefer EDM on. And like everybody has ADHD and stuff, and they're like they like EDM on because it keeps them focused and on task and makes things not as mundane.
So if your mind is racing a lot, you're gonna need something to stimulate it or wrangle it or whatever you need. Whatever your mind is doing, you're gonna need that. So, I can't stand something in my ear. But today I did it for some reason because I happened to remember to bring my earbuds to work.
Mm-hmm.
And there was it literally changed my awareness. Having one, because we're not allowed to use both earbuds. We can only have one. Because I was aware that I had that in my ear, but also I was able to kind of like drift off.
Were you listening to stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was listening to.
You didn't just have one ear plugged.
No.
Okay.
No, it changed my, it split my awareness.
Wow.
it was a weird feeling, and I don't know if I liked it or didn't like it. I just noticed
It's disorienting. I know what you're talking about. It's disorienting.
Because I was so like, I'm talking to people, like I'm talking to you and Apple. We're all like in the back, doing stuff. And then, but I'm listening to my music and I'm like jamming and almost even singing, but I'm still like so engaged. So there's these two worlds happening simultaneously that I was a part of.
And we wonder why we have attention issues. Everything is so, look, everything is so quick. And there's so much going on, and you're scrolling and commercials, and everything is just like a neon sign flashing going by, driving at 90
everything
miles an
is
hour.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been indoctrinated.
I have ADHD,
with it.
and no fucking duh, man. All of us, I think, do now because of how things
I was
are.
gonna say do now. Like when we were kids, that like nowadays we're so with social media. 700 channels, 30 streaming services. Fucking, I miss being a kid and having 5 channels to choose from and getting bored as soon as cartoons were
outside.
over. Yeah, we fucked off. We went out. You went out. You built forts. You rode bikes.
Blew shit up.
You were active. Yeah, you went out and had fun and used your imagination more, like outside.
It was fun to go out and get hurt.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah, when we get hurt, that was like a badge. Oh, you didn't go crying and stuff. And like, yeah.
I mean, if it was bad enough, you got asphalt in it. You need to go get tweezers and get that shit out of
but
there.
a lot of times you didn't want to go home because that'd be the end of your day. You just ride it out to the end of the day and then go home and be like, whoa.
And then she put that weird brown stuff on there. What was that?
Bactine?
No. And it's iodine.
Oh, the orangey, weird stains
Burny
everything.
Shit. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah, it stains.
It stains. Okay. So the reason let me put it in reverse again. So the reason I even brought any of that up, I wanted to ask you guys, so we use music for all different kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the most fun tools of things of music is using it as a tool for psychedelics, right? Like in conjunction with psychedelic journeying.
That's fun.
So if you were taking a journey and you were creating a playlist, right? What would be like the top 3 bands that you would put on your playlist? And it doesn't have to, you're not dying tomorrow. You can make another playlist again. This is not
like
the end all be all.
Planning out like Friday night, you're going to have a psychedelic journey. Make yourself a playlist.
Yeah, what do you
pick 3 of your favorites
for this week?
Yeah, okay.
Not of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
I have to go last.
What you think would be a good one? I'll start. Mine would definitely start with like, and especially I'm kind of thinking in the mind too of like for somebody. That asked that like you know what, I'm kind of new. You know, what would you suggest?
Oh, somebody new. See, that changes the whole game.
No, but it doesn't mean. I'm just kind of giving a preface because I was about to say who first, but I would start off with old Pink Floyd. It would be Pink Floyd. It'd be like starting with like Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun,
like Adam Hart Mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like one of those like you're going through a journey type thing. Like some Pink Floyd definitely always kicks it off right into probably, let's see, what would I throw in the middle? I would do the Door, and I'm thinking of like going back to our old days of what we grew up on.
Yeah, you're going. This is bad.
Doors would end it with like American Prayer or something, and a few like things of that.
That was
nature.
dope when we listened to that with Ben and Tiff out on the porch.
Yeah, it brought in a whole new meaning and old meaning back. And then I guess in the middle for like some fun, let's see, what would we sprinkle in there? Maybe some. I got my book in.
Yeah, what's the peak?
Damn. I blew it on those two. Now I gotta fill it in. You know what? Throw in Hendrix, Electric Ladyland in between there. That would be a good journey. Taking off with Pink Floyd, and then you're floating through with Hendrix, and then bring it down with Jim Morrison and American Prayer.
Okay. All right. Truth be told, if I could take one album to a desert island with me, it would be Jimi Hendrix. Electric Ladyland. That is my absolute all-time favorite.
Yeah, it's a
album.
double. It goes through a whole journey.
That album is a psychedelic trip.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever told this story on the show before. There was one time that I went down to, I was living in Vegas at the time, and this is right after I got turned on to the Dead, and I had a buddy down in LA that was the guy that turned me on to the Dead, and he used to sell Kind Bud and vials of liquid. And I don't know why it happened this way, but I ended up in LA and I was buying a vial and some bud, but I had to leave. I had to get what I was getting and then drive back to Vegas the same day. And I got there. I didn't have a radio in my car. I had
It's a Seabiscuit?
No, it was the Palomino, my El Camino, the white El Camino.
Oh, okay.
I
remember that for a short time.
I didn't have a stereo in there, and I had a boom box with D batteries in it, like up behind the driver's seat.
As we did back in the day.
And so anyway, I get down there, I go in, we start hanging out, and he's like, "Look, if you're gonna buy this stuff, you got to take some now. You got to check it out." And I'm like, "Dude, I gotta work tomorrow." I was working at Odyssey Records in Vegas at the time,
and I know who he visited.
Yeah.
You're not going to get away with that.
No.
Any kind of excuse with him.
No, and
like,
probably the Pepsi that he gave me was already dosed, most likely. And so he gives me a couple of drops, and we hang out for a little while, and then I'm starting to like come on. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm gonna leave and drive back to Vegas. So I get in the car and I start driving. And I realize I only have one tape with me in the car,
and it was that.
It was Jimi Hendrix Electric Ladyland.
It's a good tape to have on that journey.
I was tripping so hard driving by myself on that Pear Blossom Highway, which is like this deserted 2-lane middle of nowhere. If you've seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, this is that highway in the middle of nowhere.
It's known as a very dangerous stretch too.
There's a lot of bad shit that's happened.
Yeah.
There. And it's like kind of like a roller coaster. Do you remember that road? You know what I'm talking about? And the road was going sideways and up and like flying. And I remember thinking to myself, as long as I stay in my lane, like between the lines,
no matter
wherever
where
it
they're
goes,
at.
I'm fine. And driving, and the tape would end, and I would flip it over and put it on again, and then it would end that side, and I would put it on again. And as I was driving across state line, the sun was coming up, and Voodoo Child was on. It was the coolest. I remember pulling over and crying and watching the sun come up, listening to Voodoo Child, and seeing like the fabric of the universe in the sunrise, and being like, I've got it all figured out. This is it. I finally figured it out. I got life locked at this point. I'm ready to go. I'm going to work. And I remember I pulled up at work. It was probably like 5:30 in the morning. Sun had just come up, and my shift didn't start yet. So I fell asleep in the front of my car, like just in the
pulled up to work and
fell
went to sleep.
And my boss came out and was like, "Hey man, are you planning on coming to work today?" Knocking on the window.
You want some acid?
I'm good. You want some? Yeah, I got this vial. But yeah, that album I think is my.
I don't remember that story, but I can remember that trip you made, because I remember that was an important thing, going down to LA to get stuff when you lived in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
that was a journey we made often.
The bud in California was so good, and you couldn't get liquid in Vegas at the time. I didn't know anybody anyway. I couldn't get it. It was you got to take a 4.5 hour drive to LA to go get it. But yeah. Mel?
So is that your play? You didn't give your.
No, I was just talking about Hendrix.
Oh, okay. You didn't give your playlist.
No, Mel's turn.
Mel said she's going last.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
No,
unless she's ready.
I'm just gonna modify the question, because I'll pick the 3 songs that are my favorite to hear
There you go.
in that state that I think everybody should hear in that under that. And the first one would be Weird Fishes by Radiohead.
Oh yeah,
Solid.
That specific one. And then I Am the Highway by Audio Slave.
Oh wow.
And then the third
That's kicking
one
it
would
old
be
school.
I Would For You by Jane's Addiction. Those are my three.
Oh,
those
that's
are personal and sweet.
That's
Oh, those
that's dope. You're probably really surprised with the Audio Slave.
That song, when I heard that song in our old house in Cayuga.
I remember where we were.
Me too.
I remember the position
Yep.
I was in.
Yep. It's such an ingrained.
We were on the
burned
couch in the extra living room.
Yep. Moment, like it was stamped. It was stamped.
It was one of the first times the music spoke to you.
It was.
It is such a good song.
Well, and that song too is so just the way that it starts and ends is my favorite. Like, and then of course the whole song is my favorite, but like it kind of starts like kind of out of nowhere, the beginning of the song, and then the first lyric all the way to the very last part when he was like kind of lazy, like, but controlled. And like, it was a literal journey, that song. It felt like it was 80 minutes long, and it's not, but the content of what he's saying is how empowered I feel when I'm in that, under the influence of, that good medicine.
That's really cool.
And
That's
then,
really
and then,
cool.
and then cap it with Jane's Addiction. That
song too.
So why Jane's Addiction? That's not something that we like.
Well, because like I said, those specific 3 songs, people need to hear that message that's in those songs like that. Like,
yeah, I Would For You is pretty
that
heavy.
That love, and it's like almost like more than love. It's like
that's some dirty.
It's gritty.
Yeah.
It's like all in. It's Ride or Die before Ride or Die.
Have you ever watched The Gift?
No, I never watched that with you.
Oh, we got to watch that sometime.
Anyway,
That's
but
good.
yeah.
I just think like the 3 frontmen, really, like Tom York, Chris Cornell. God, we miss you, Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then old Perry Farrell.
Yeah, man.
Dude, when Soundgarden came out, I wanted to be Chris Cornell.
Yeah. Oh, he was the coolest.
Yep.
Dude, Chris
of
Cornell.
all the people in the grunge bands. Like,
Just his hair.
yeah,
I wanted his hair.
He looked cool. He was dope, and that voice, man, Jesus,
So
solid, Mel, solid.
yeah, those were solid. I have a lot to live up to. I don't know if I can do this. It's even my question.
Well, I like
Apple
that-
threw it to
And I
the
like
classics.
this is
and
I
like,
liked it. Like this is this week because they
Oh, yeah,
totally
this is
be
totally
different.
this
Like
week.
Mel
Yeah.
almost explained like
Yeah.
gin and juice, this and that, and that'd be another week or so. You
Yep.
know,
I think to start, I would put on.
Percy Faith.
Yeah, no, I, like some Bitches Brew.
Okay, little
Miles get going, and then for the peak, I'm gonna have to go old school, and just because it's in my mind right now, Infrared Roses,
Yeah,
because that is
we wore
We
that
wore that
out
shit out,
on
yeah.
cassette.
If you've never heard it, if you're a Grateful Dead fan, I urge you to go Google it or go on Apple Music or Spotify or whatever and look
Find
up
it.
Infrared Roses and smoke yourself a bowl or whatever and sit back with your headphones on and close your eyes and you're going on a journey.
Oh yeah,
That it's something else. And I was always, like I said to those guys yesterday, the first set of a show was never what I was at the show for. Like,
no, it was.
I was
Get that
always,
second
yeah,
set,
it was
drums
always the
and
one
bass.
that was like looking forward to the really deep jams in the second set. And you could play Bertha and whatever in the first set and Ramble.
What was the one
Rose.
that they did? It was the background music to Apocalypse Now. It was Mickey Hart. And
Yeah, it was the Rhythm Devils.
Rhythm Devil.
Mhm.
But wasn't there another? There was another. Never mind. I thought there was another release besides Infrared Roses.
I think
there was
is.
Planet-
released. That's the background.
Is it not Planet,
Not Planet
Drums?
Drums.
No, huh?
Mm-mm.
It's something else. Anyway,
So yeah, those two, and I gotta piggyback on Mel's. I'm gonna say a moon-shaped pool.
I thought that you would for
Okay.
sure say Fly Migrator in there.
No, that not this week.
Not this week.
not this week.
That was that.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're getting ready to come out with a new album. Leon the Third is getting ready
Yeah.
to come out with a new album. We have to have him back on, but
Leon the Third.
that's a supplemental third album. That if I can't find Moonshaped Pool,
No,
I will grab.
Moonshaped Pools. You need to go to your
but that
third.
Moonshaped
Yeah.
Pool. After we had gone and seen Radiohead, and I understood who Radiohead is,
Yeah.
I listened back to Moonshaped Pool at work with headphones on, like a few days after we went and saw Radiohead, and I was fully weeping at my desk at work. You know how you get those like shivers that start at the base of your spine and work their way up, like
Pull it all.
yeah, and like the overwhelmed with emotion that kept happening over and over because I could never understand him. And I had Apple Music open and I had the lyrics open and I was following along with the lyrics and I was like, holy shit. This is next level wizardry right here.
Yeah.
It's just
all of
otherworldly.
everything they've done is like that.
So Miles Davis, Bitches Brew, Infrared Roses, and Moonshaped Pool by Radiohead are my three.
That's a good one.
Those are
It's
good.
good mix too.
And then
I gotta say something that's funny. When you just mentioned Leon the Third, yesterday before I went on the Galaxy Jams React, I listened to your episode again, like preparing. I love when they played that, their reactions.
Me too.
Especially EJ. EJ's like, Aaron, what the fuck did you just do to me, man? He's like, I'm going to be going down the rabbit hole on this for a while. Fucking these, like their reactions to that.
Yeah, and to the Polyrhythmics one.
Yeah.
Both of those reactions. Did you bring the Polyrhythmics to them? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the two of his.
I loved it. I wanted to say that too, babe. I spent the afternoon cleaning our bathroom and listening to the Galaxy Jams.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I loved those two. That listening to Fly Migrator with those guys, it was Mike summed it up so fast when he was like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He was like, they do in the first 5 minutes what jam bands are like they wait 25 to 30 minutes to do to get into that
jump
jam.
right into
but
it.
it's the truth, and it was so easy too. It just kind of floated on into this fucking heavy jam, and there was no lyrics for like 2 minutes in the first of the song.
That's
like,
another band
amazing.
that, like, lyrically speaking, gets me. Like the whoever's writing that, I think it's Mason. I'm not sure if it's Andy, but whoever's writing the lyrics gets me. Like the lyrics to Fly Migrator can mean so many things, but it means the same thing to me every time I hear it now.
Aww.
That's kind of how I feel, like you were saying with Radiohead. That's how, like, some of Radiohead's best songs, when you look at the lyrics, is like 3 or 4 sentences repeated throughout
But
the
it's how
song,
it's repeated,
and
though.
and it's what it leaves it up to you. Kind of, some of the things are very
Ambiguous.
very well done.
So think about that. Like, what you picked your 3, right? Each of us picked our 3. What's the why? Not like, why did you pick each one? Because obviously you picked each one because you have a connection to the songs that are on those albums or that song or whatever.
Yeah.
Why would you pick those 3 together for that situation?
Mine right now, I think, is pretty easy for me to answer. Lately, there's been a lot of changes. We just went through the new year and everything. I've been nostalgic and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Though that whole one I picked is very nostalgic, takes me back to a very familiar, comfortable place, starting out with psychedelics, and also a place that, like I said, that's what I would suggest to like my nephew or a young person I knew that was asking me, like, these ones really meant something to me. And I think that's why those popped in my mind right away, because it's just kind of nostalgic. That's it for me. It's kind of nostalgic right now.
What about
I
you,
feel
Mel?
I want that comfy place. I want that comfy blanket.
Yeah. Why did I choose those 3 songs to
Like an overarching why, not each individual song, but like
yeah.
what are you trying to create with those 3 songs in your trip?
Well, in that trip is just like it's kind of funny that you asked that question, because yesterday when I was doing Side Roads with Corey, he asked me the same question the first time that I ever tripped, and I had to think about it, but I remembered. And then he was like, well, wait a minute, you never did psychedelics before Aaron? And I was like, no. And I also never did smoked weed before psychedelics either. Like I had taken 1 puff, but I'd never like gotten high until after, right? Because that was after.
Yeah, I started growing weed
after.
Until she met Aaron.
Yeah.
Well, my point is that all of my psychedelic experiences have been with you, or since I've known you. Like I think there's been less than a handful of times.
You've gone for it without me.
Yeah, but even still, I've known you. We've been married, and so those songs are specific. Like just make me. It's like a snapshot of our relationship to me. Like Weird Fish is just like, that song to me is so comfortable. And when it's the minute, it's like comes from nowhere. It's like it just starts, and it feels like it starts and you're inside of like one of those like water
slide?
park, with like the round, like with the lights on the inside, and you're just like floating around. And then like when you go into I Am the Highway, like I said, that song kind of just starts out of nowhere, and it just feels like a lot of these the songs when you're on psychedelics, it comes out of nowhere. You took your medicine, your sacrament, you're waiting, and then you're doing stuff, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. Like I feel, so that's kind of these songs, they kind of just like jump into my life, and we're like, oh shit, now you're gonna know this. And so it's like a snapshot of like my entire psychedelic experience, and Wood for You, that that last song is just like, so the way that he sings, the way that he's singing in that song,
He's singing his soul in that song.
Just
that one's a different one
like
for Jane's
whining
Addiction
and
too.
like it's like a whining, pleading, like desperate, like loving, like I don't know. There's just so many emotions there, and
we need to watch The Gift together.
It's a really great.
The Jane's
it's a really
Addiction
great
one.
Listen.
Yeah, I have it on VHS tape. If you got a VHS handy.
Yeah, I'll go back to 1990.
I do. I got a lot of cool music shit on VHS anyway.
We had.
So that's why.
Okay, that makes sense.
I like that. That a little nostalgia and stuff in there too. And
we had a recent psychedelic experience, where I think that I was as out of my mind as I've ever been, but at the same time, the most in control I've ever been. Like, does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, like especially during when you're in that space, there's so many things. Like you think that you're aware of stuff, but maybe your body doesn't seem like it too.
But I mean, like all the layers of superficial anything were gone. And I felt like I was like inside the machinery of the universe. But
that's very specific.
But awake and like conscious, not like a DMT experience where you're laid out, but like walking around and having conversations, and stuff was happening very instantaneously just from thinking about it. And like in the zone, like the most out of my head I've ever been, but at the same time completely able to
Do stuff.
Yeah, do stuff. And so I feel like the music that I picked, like Bitches Brew, is unhinged. That album is unhinged from the get-go. There's like, you're not finding the ground with that. It's Miles Davis cutting loose, and talk about a wizard.
Yeah.
And same with Infrared Roses, where it's like perception has left the building.
Yeah.
It's time to get to work. And then after all of that,
Why work?
because that's where the magic happens, right? Like,
Well, you could say, or it's time to get down, or it's time to play, or it's time to shake it off. But you said it's time to work.
yeah.
So I just,
I mean, that's to me.
Work at playing.
Yeah.
Work.
Once
He's
we
working.
get there,
He's working it.
yeah.
it's that's
Work.
exactly.
Like Riri. Work.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Apple.
Yeah.
Once we get there, that's where I work my shit out, and where manifestation starts from there. That's like the tilled soil. You've pulled your plow, and the furrows,
It's all beautiful
the
and
furrows are
rich.
all ready, and it's all dark, and you've got your bag of seeds, and now it's like, okay, get to work, start planting your seeds.
Got it all ready.
Yeah.
Don't fuck off now.
Yeah. So Infrared Roses is that time to do that. And then
Yeah.
you
that's true.
can't stay there, because you have to go to the grocery store, and you have to pay the power bill, and you have to drive your car sometime, and you have to take a shower, brush your teeth, and tie your shoes, and
Yeah.
all the stuff. So that's what Radiohead is for, is to give you a warm blanket at the end of being unhinged, and to remind you that you can stay a little bit fucked up and still make it through the day, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Radiohead's always solid.
You know,
Yeah.
I didn't understand Radiohead in the 90s. I liked their stuff, but I did not understand them the way that, not like I have some amazing understanding of them now, but I didn't get their style, their method yet. There was the songs that I liked, and then the other stuff kind of was too much for me for a
Yeah.
while. And then
some of those earlier albums are a little
Like Kid A.
Yeah.
I love that stuff now.
Yeah.
I remember I was working at the Apple store, and there was a guy that I worked with there that was a total Radiohead fanatic. And I knew Creep. This is like 2008.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, you of all people, you need to
Get into this
You
more.
need to listen to this. And he gave me OK Computer and Kid A, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to it and being like, it's cool.
OK
that was
Computer is still considered one of the greatest rock albums of all time by
I
a
know.
lot of journalists
I know.
and everything.
I
didn't
just
get
didn't-
it at the time.
I didn't get it. And then after we saw him live, just like the Dead, it was like, oh, now I get it. So
I've seen shit live.
I've really wanted to see Bjork live. Like,
so do I.
ever since last year, I wanted, because when she came and did that tour, I really, really want to go see her. Like,
She's another one that
she's
puts
at
on
the top of my
She puts on a
list.
perform. Like
exactly.
It's a performance.
She's doing this
like-
orchestral, tour in the like Europe or
and
wherever
hers
she's. I
includes
don't know where
it's,
it
it's
is,
like
actually.
an Oscar-winning movie. It comes down to wardrobe, and
Dude,
it's like
her-
cinematography. I mean, like everything is taken
Amazing.
into consideration when she does a tour.
Yeah, I
Like, it's a
really
big
want
deal.
that. Well, and now that I told you, Beck, yeah, I'm really excited that he's coming. I always wanted to see Beck. Always wanted to see, who else? Beck and who's kind of nobody's like Beck.
no.
I was trying to say who's kind of like Beck.
Beck?
Nobody's like Beck.
You know what?
There's
there is people like Beck, but they don't make music like Beck.
no.
Okay. yeah.
Pharrell is like Beck.
Oh, how?
He's prolific. He writes a lot of music.
Oh,
He does
okay.
different styles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
right?
I don't know
I
if
get the
that's
angle you're coming from.
I get the angle, but
The music's different.
yeah.
No?
It's like
No.
ZZ Top. They both
No,
like
I
pizza.
mean, I'd love to see
No.
Pharrell. I'd love to see Pharrell too. But yeah, that wasn't who I was thinking of. I can't think of it.
Okay.
I guess they're not at the top of my list.
I know
can't remember.
anybody that's a Radiohead fan. I hope we. I mean, because they're doing the
It's not
smile
happening.
thing.
It's not happening.
Huh?
It's not happening.
They've
Don't
said
say
this
that.
a lot of times.
Don't say that. That's
I
stressed up.
just looked today.
So what? They can
on
change their
their
mind tomorrow.
website.
They could change their mind tomorrow.
They have done this throughout their career.
They could be like, you know what? We were dumb. We're coming out.
But what
We're
did you see on
seeing-
their website?
They're touring
Yeah.
with the smile.
Yeah.
Radiohead's
They
not
have
gonna,
been.
They're not going to tour at the same time.
No, not at the same time. They can't tour until. I hope they come. I hope we get one more album from them at least.
That I was going to say.
Because it's been a while since Moonshaped Pool. That was 2018. So it's
Okay.
been a while, and they're kind of like Tool in that way of
Mhm.
like we don't know if we're gonna do anything anymore for like 4, 5, 6 years, and the next thing you know, boom, here's an
You know
album.
the
I just want
Tool?
to the way they say things. I want the
You wanna
last.
see what
I
a
want the
now-
last 6 years tied up in what they've created through the pandemic and
Yeah.
everything. Of Radiohead, they
point.
give us one more fucking awesome meal.
What were you going to say about Tool?
They're having a festival in Ohio and in Florida.
In Ohio and Florida.
Let me just say, I love all of our Ohio and Florida No Simple Road family. Oh my God. Why would you pick Ohio and Florida?
They're doing it. It's not just them. It's here. Let me look this up because.
it's not like a Tool festival.
No, but I think it is. Tool.
Or they're at least like headlining or doing
crazy,
Yes.
man.
Yeah, no, Tool's another one that's always done that. They
Okay.
frustrated you so much. Like,
I stopped listening to them.
look, wait 13 years.
Okay,
What
so
was
here it is. After a 3-year break, Sonic Temple Music and Arts Festival is coming back in 2023. The lineup is bonkers: Tool, Avenged Sevenfold, Foo Fighters, and Kiss. So no, it wasn't theirs. Their
Kiss?
What?
It wasn't their festival.
Kiss?
Yes,
Kiss, I
it's
remember
Kiss.
Kiss is like the Rolling Stones. They've had like 20 were called
Kiss's final tour.
Yeah, final tour.
Sunday,
I saw them.
Sunday.
I think it was 13 years ago now in Vegas, and that was like going to be their final tour. And then they keep doing it. It cracks me up with the older bands like that, dude. We're done after this. We've been together 40 years, and then it's like, oh, another tour.
That was a good payday.
Kiss is here. I've never been a huge Kiss fan, but when I went,
What? You weren't?
No, I mean, when we were younger,
Yeah.
like early teens, kinda, but that wasn't.
Oh, they were.
I didn't have all the
Kiss.
I didn't have any of the Kiss
I
stuff or anything. And then when I saw them, like they said, that was like 13 years ago. Fucking blew my mind. Like the stage, and I always heard that. And you see the video,
Dude, I saw them at the
talk about
Aladdin Theater.
stage production and everything like that. But I just remember when I saw them 13 years. I mean, those guys are already old then. They're still doing it. They're out there in like 12-inch fucking platform boots, running up and down stairs, and it's like, holy shit. That's
Mel has a button on her fuzzy white vest of me with my face painted as a little kid, like Peter Criss.
yeah. I know you and Doug, our friend Doug. Doug was big time. You guys were big time into Kiss.
It was the shit. All right, so there you have it. I mean, you could mix all 9 of those albums together on your next journey, or you could do an Apple journey, an Aaron journey, and then a Mel journey one time, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our recommendations this week.
And I'll throw one last thing. You heard us talk about it earlier. Between now and when it comes out on the 17th, I encourage you to go listen to Dos Hermanos.
Oh wow.
Because if you listen to this before you hear the interview, you're going to understand the album more and them more. It's kind of a companion piece.
But listen to this. After you hear the interview, when you listen to the album, it's totally different than when you first heard it.
And it's not an album that you want to like put on while you're cleaning.
No.
No.
To me,
I
this
would
is,
say you would put headphones on and go
that's
for a
what
walk.
I was going to
dude.
say. This is a headphone, like walk to the park, lay down in the park.
Yeah,
in
don't do
bed,
anything, just
like,
walk.
Yeah, with your
Lay
eyes.
down in the park in bed. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that. I like that. I kind of did run those together.
Yeah.
I like that, though. Remove my bed
Your
down
bed
the
in
park to listen to this album. But like with headphones, you'll get it better. You wanna pay attention and open your mind and your ears to these
Heck
gentlemen.
yeah.
Yep. And listen, remember, we love you.
We do.
That too. No, go to Patreon and sign up so that you can check out the Side Roads thing that's going on. And yeah.
And the more
And the
things
other
to
stuff,
come.
yeah.
And there's going to be more.
More.
So we will see everybody on Friday. We will be back on Friday with who's coming out this week? Graham Yarrington.
Also, I just wanted
Graham,
to say
this is great.
thank you to everybody who stayed to the very end of this, listening to us banter and talk about our favorite songs and albums. And I'm just really grateful for the Grateful Dead family. I'm grateful that people listen to this one specifically, like this episode. You know, this is just us shooting the shit. And it means that you care or are nosy or
So thanks for being nosy. We'll see you next week.
You care to be nosy.
or that you're spending your time, and that's what I'm thanking you for. So thank you so much.
We love you.
That was sweet.
We will be back on Monday with Graham Yarrington, fantastic artist who did the artwork for the recent Jerry Garcia band Hampton release and many posters
He's done
that you've
Fish.
seen and Fish.
Yeah.
You guys, he's amazing.
Graham's amazing, and he sent this beautiful, beautiful piece. Thank you,
Yeah, that's
Graham.
posted up on our Instagram.
Mhm.
The Steely.
And until then, smile at a stranger, safety third,
Love one
hydrate,
another.
and you know what?
Moisturize your skin.
Definitely take care of your skin. We'll see you. We love you. Peace.
Like twist and turn, the mission turning, it's a journey. Wish the word is many problems, but it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hell of me has been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a new born. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? One simple road. My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
Ever wonder what a punch from Elton John feels like?
Or how you'd cope with having turned down the chance to be in Nirvana?
Or what signal Keith Richards gives when he wants you to get the hell out of his hotel room?
Fans of Too Much Effing Perspective don't have to wonder, because they've heard these exact stories and a jillion others on our podcast. I'm Alex Hoffman, former tour manager for Radiohead.
And I'm musician and comedy writer Alan Keller. On the TMEP show, we get guests like Nancy Wilson from Heart, Jeremiah Freites from the Lumineers, and Modern Family's Julie Bowen to tell us things they may have only shared with their therapist, clergy, or a TMZ stringer.
So join us on Too Much Effing Perspective. That's EFFING Perspective. The only podcast you crank up to 11.